Kalimera! We have arrived today in Retimno, which is our first step outside of Heraklion in our tour of Crete. We had quite a busy morning. We went first to Margaritas with all the ceramics. It was really, really beautiful. There were so many different styles. My mom got some stuff. I didn't find what I wanted. I don't know what I want. I'll know when I see it. And then we went to the Archaeological monastery and the garden was so beautiful. I didn't know what to expect with the monastery, but it was really worth going there. Then we arrived here, and by the time we dropped our luggage and everything was around 3 p.m. when we went to the restaurant, which honestly was not surprising to anyone. There were a lot of people still eating or coming to it as well, so that was not too bad. And then we went and had a little nap, 1 hour break, because if you haven't seen my other videos, I had some back issues recently and I still have back pain, to which some neck pain has been added in the last few days, and so we are taking it slow. But now I feel better. My mom is rested too, so we're probably gonna walk around in the city. It's really beautiful, and just to wander around the streets. We're gonna go see the fortress, the port. I'm sure it's gonna be really beautiful. And one of the great things here is that everything is open super late, like 10 p.m. or even later, so we really have a lot of time ahead of us. That's really cool. Today we woke up pretty early because we have to be in Chania at 9:30. We're gonna spend around 3 days there, and we're starting with a food tour, and we didn't realize, but it's gonna last 4 hours. So I think we're gonna eat a lot, and we're gonna also visit the city while we're doing like several stops around. And after that, this afternoon we're taking it easy. We booked a massage at 2 because we were like, okay, we need to relax and maybe help our pains. It's gonna be nice, and we'll see after if we have time. We'll visit more of the city. We left Chania yesterday after 3 amazing days. I think it's my favorite part of Crete so far. We had a great time. We spent an entire day at the beach of Neoxiora. It was really gorgeous. The water and everything was so beautiful, and it was just like a quiet day, which I'm not used to when I go to vacation actually. And then yesterday I went paddling, and it was again one of the most beautiful places I've seen. It was not exactly in Chania, it was like 30 minutes away in Malathi. I'll put down the name for you. And really like the landscape, the sea was so beautiful there. And in the afternoon we visited a monastery, so we really had a great time. And today we are going to Falasarna. Falasarna beach is one of the most beautiful in Crete, but we're not going to stay there. We're gonna actually take a boat, 6-hour boat trip with stops, especially in Balos, which is another beach that's very well known for its beauty and some other stops along the way. So I think it's going to be a really great day, and we're going to have to put a lot of sunscreen too. I think you can see I already got some tan. So yeah, I'm going to take you with us on this boat trip adventure.
So high, feet on the ground, but I still get by. Rules were made for someone else to try, but not me, not me. They said slow down, son, take your time, but I was born running every stop sign. Sky is the limit, no chance to hold.
Hello! Another day of travel, but today it's going to be a bit different. Yesterday we had the most amazing day in Balos Beach. I really recommend going by boat. It was incredible and so beautiful. We loved everything there, the colors of the water. It was amazing. I've never seen water with these colors. It was so beautiful, and the contrast between the ochre mountain and the sea. It was incredible, really one of the most beautiful places I've been in my life, I think. But today we're taking a different route, literally, because we're going to stop in different mountain villages. So we're going to see another side of Crete, but actually I think the island is like 80% mountain, so it's the biggest part of it, just not the one we've seen because we stayed on the coast. So I'm very excited to, I don't know, get a different vibe today. We stopped in the first village, which is Tulin, and it's so quiet. So I'm gonna take you with us, and it's very sunny. I can't find a position where it's not like all white. They are so cute. Oh. One thing you need to know about Crete is that there are cats everywhere, like a lot of cats. I don't remember if I've mentioned it, but really they're everywhere, and we saw that people feed them in different ways, different people all the time. They just receive the food and some water, so they're like taken care of, but also wild because they're not neutered, or I don't think they bring them to the vet for vaccine or anything. So they're kind of wild, but not completely. And we saw that at some time long ago, and I guess this is a remnant of it. Cats were a sacred animal in Crete. They are still like wild cats, which is a different species in the mountain, that are also like aware sacred animals. So they still take care of them, and there are really a lot of them everywhere. I didn't talk with you again yesterday because we had a bunch of surprises and a few frustrations yesterday. I'll try to find a more quiet place to talk to you about it in length. But right now we're at the archaeological site of Phaistos, which is where they found a lot of interesting stuff. We already did one archaeological site, which was the Palace of Knossos, most popular one. This one looks pretty similar, but we wanted to try another one. And then we're gonna have a few days full of like beach time and everything, so some downtime to read, hopefully, and swim. So I'm sure I found some time to talk with you more at length about what happened yesterday. But right now, let's discover the Palace of Phaistos. Also, we're lucky we got the last official parking spot. You have to know that in Crete, I don't know for the rest of Greece, but you can park, or at least they park everywhere. As long as there's not a sign forbidding parking, everybody's parked everywhere. So we're doing it too, of course. And it's something to get used to, I guess. But as long as basically people can cross the road, you can park if there's no sign. As you can see, it's really ruin, like mostly ruins only, but I find it impressive what the archaeologists can find and understand from them, and that we're walking in a place where people were walking, celebrating, living 4,000 years ago or even more sometimes. And even if it's called a palace, actually it's not, it was more like a city. It was a misnomer from the first archaeologist, but it's really a city with a city organization, and I find it fascinating how evolved they were, like 2,000 years BC, 3,000 years BC, compared to the rest of Europe, basically. We find our holiday house if we had money. Look at the view, and they have a pool and everything. Oh, that's my dream house. Finally, I'm taking the time to do this update. I wanted to tell you about our village day and all the frustration we've been through with that, but it was like 3 days ago now. Oh, I'm sorry. But better late than never. So, the day we did all the mountain village. When we started, everything was fine. We went to the first village, then the second, Gavalukshori, which was our favorite. It was like the perfect size with the main, more active street. We stopped at the little cafe and it was really good. Like, there were small shops, really perfect. Then things went south. We went to Vamos village, which is a bit bigger, and there was supposed to be craft market, but it was really not that great. Like, it was really the kind of stuff you see in every market and not super good quality or anything. So we didn't stay very long, and then we wanted to go to a town called Armeni or Armenoi. We went there. There were so many people. Like, the street was full of cars. We couldn't pass. It was a big mess. And we realized I didn't put the right Armenoi in the map, because there are 3 villages named like that in Crete, and it was not the right one. And 2 of them are pretty close. So we left again. By that time we were pretty hungry. It was like around 2 maybe. So we went to a restaurant around the lake. They seated us and we waited for 20 minutes without anyone bringing us any water or menu or anything. It was like we were invisible. So my mom and I, we kind of had the same character for that type of thing, so we both left angry. We stopped at another tavern. They were booked for hours, so we're like, okay, we're gonna try the restaurant next to them. Again, we sat, we waited over 10 minutes, and it was like we were invisible again. So we gave up on having our lunch and just kept driving to the next village, Spili, which was very nice. It was more touristy because it's popular as it has Venetian fountains. They were really beautiful fountains, to be honest, with the lion heads. And then we went to our Airbnb and we tried to have an early dinner because we're like, okay, that's enough. And we actually stopped at a very cool tavern where there was only one person who was doing the service, addressing the tables, taking up orders, and cooking. It was all homemade food. It was really nice. But it was quite an exhausting day mentally with all the frustration we built up. After that, we had a couple of days that were maybe not my favorites in Crete, even if we saw beautiful things like Komos Beach or Matala, and the hippie vibe was not my favorite part. But yesterday we went to Heraklion because it was not a huge difference to pass through the city to go to our next stop. And we did a lot of shopping, so eventually I will have to show you what I bought. Was quite a few things. I treated myself. And today was great. So we did the road from Hierapetra to Sitia, where we are right now. And we stopped at a beach that was one of the most beautiful we've been to in Crete. Like, honestly, I didn't want to leave. It was so nice. There were not a lot of people. And yes, I don't know, the water, I love it so much. We had a great time. I read 60% of my book there. I'm currently reading The Witch Would Not, which is sort of cozy fantasy with fairies in the Regency era. I really love it. I didn't want to stop reading either today. What was I saying before going into books? Oh yes, the beach was really gorgeous. And I also really loved the mountain road we took to get there and after. It was really gorgeous. It's like really nothing, no trees, nothing at all. But it was really beautiful. And I love seeing this side of Crete we haven't seen before. So even just driving was a really nice experience today. And I think if I were to come back to Crete, which I do hope I will do, I would go back to where we were yesterday. It was really cool. We also stopped at a very small familial restaurant and the service was amazing. The guy, the owner, talked with us about his process and his products and everything. And the food was great, so that's always a bonus when you're traveling. But yeah, today was a really great day and we have 2 full days left. Only 2. Woo! Tomorrow we're doing a boat trip again. We're gonna have to wake up pretty early to get there. And the day after we're doing off-roading. We're not gonna be driving. Off-roading activity on the La City Plateau. So I'm pretty excited about that. It's going to be quite different from what we did so far. So only 2 days, but 2 very exciting days. Right now I think I'm going to try to continue reading a bit because I'm loving my book. And I'll see you again very soon. I feel like every time I do an update, it's to tell you of our misadventure, unfortunate events in vacation. Because, yes, something way worse happened yesterday. Before telling you exactly what happened about our cruise day, so we were supposed to take a boat and go to Spinalonga Island and then to a beach, and the lunch was included, so it sounded really fun. But then I started to feel, when we arrived at the boat, it was a lot bigger than we expected. We're at least 50-60 people on board, and they were a big group, and they were not like super respectful, but we're like, okay, we're gonna stay in our corner and just do our stuff. We arrived at the Spinalonga Island. It's well known because first there was a Venetian fortress, which I was a bit interested into, and mostly because there was a leprosery. Is it how you say it in English? For people who had leper. This is not something I'm specifically into, and the entrance was 20 euros, which I think is a lot, especially in Crete. And I was lucky because a lady actually gave me her ticket, so I didn't end up paying. Thank you, unknown lady, for that. I gave my ticket up to someone else to pass along the good luck. And so I just walked around a bit. My mom waited in a cafe because there was a lot of steps and everything. It was nice, but I don't necessarily think it's worth 20 euros unless you're very interested in that type of history. And then we went to the beach, which was basically a very thin line of sand, super crowded, like people were standing up because there was not enough space to just sit in the sand. Yes, the water was beautiful, but not the most beautiful we've seen, but still. But there was just no room. It was ridiculous and not pleasant at all compared to the other cruise we did. And especially when you think about all the option of beaches there are in Crete, and just in this specific area we were, was very frustrating and disappointing, and the lunch itself was really not that great. So overall we were not happy with this excursion, but you're like, okay, it happens in vacation sometimes. We spent an hour in another beach and that was really nice, so we ended up the day on a good note. But then we took the road to go to our Airbnb, which is in Crete, a small mountain village, a village that's really beautiful and typical Greek village, really nice. But it was very, very difficult to get the instruction from the host of the Airbnb. They were not clear at all, and we ended up in a very narrow road where we couldn't make a U-turn, and at some point the road got even narrower and we scratched the front side of the car against a wall. So we stopped there. The Airbnb lady was like, oh no, why did you take this road? I didn't see you pass or I would have stopped you. But that's very frustrating because she could have sent us a picture of where we were supposed to stop, or she could have waited us at this place we were supposed to stop, which was next to a road that was down, which was next to a larger road we had taken before. Like, there were options that she could have taken also, instead of just like being catastrophized, which didn't help calm us down actually. And I'm very frustrated because I really think that she could have waited for us at the right spot and we would have seen her and there was no problem. Or anyway, I need to calm down because it happened and we can change it. It was just very, very stressful because then, so my mom was driving at that point, I took her place and I had to reverse the car over a few hundred meters in this very, very narrow road with corners everywhere, and some places they were just like a drop, so we could have fallen, the car and me. That was very, very stressful, awful. I don't like driving, so this was even worse for me, but I don't know, it had to be done. We had to get out of this space one way or another, so we ended up back at the right place, and I was just so upset and mostly stressed because if it was my car, okay, it's frustrating and everything, but okay, but it's a rental car and I have no idea how much they're gonna take from us for the damage. It's not a huge damage, it's aesthetic mostly, but if you rented a car, you know how it is. And I'm just scared that the trip in Crete is going to cost us a lot more than what we thought. So this is a lot of stress to end our travels on. Gonna try to put it aside for today and enjoy our last day on La City Plateau. We're not driving today, the car is not gonna be moving. It's parked, it's gonna stay there until we leave for the airport, but still, it was a lot, so hopefully today will be better. As you can see, I'm back from Crete and it's so hard. The weather is not too bad, but it's not as nice and I miss the water and swimming and everything. Oh, it's hard. I really want to go back. I don't know if it's just the feeling of, when you get back from vacation and you're like, oh, it was so great, I want to continue, or not, if it will pass or stay, but I really want to go back. I loved it so much. It was beautiful, and I feel that with everything we did this first time, I learned so much on what I want to do and not do on the second time. So yes, hopefully I will be back. And because I was unpacking everything and repacking stuff, because right now I'm gonna be leaving for London in 2 days. So as I was doing that, I thought it was a perfect time to end this vlog and show you everything I brought back, basically. There's a lot. So grab some tea if you don't have it already, because I have a few things to show you. What do I start with? The food. Of course, I brought back some olive oil that I'm gonna bring back to Montreal. It was so good. It's the first olive farm we visited and it was really, really good. I also bought a lot from the grocery store in Chania, starting with this pistachio butter. I loved it so much. I'm trying not to open it and to keep it for when I'll be with my fiancé again, but it's hard. It's really hard because it was so good. And same with this rose jam. It's one of my favorite things in the world. If you don't know, I love everything rose flavored, and I haven't found a good rose jam in a long time. So I bought the big format and I'm happy I did that. Oh yes, actually, I have to tell you something. When we were weighting the luggage before leaving the last Airbnb, it was like 24.5 kilos and we were allowed 25. So we're like, okay, fine, but we can't really get much of anything else. Then we arrived at the airport and they weighted it. It was 19 kilos, so like a 5 kilo difference. But we didn't lose 5 kilos on the way. So really their scale was broken because this was not a 19 kilo baggage. And I was like, we could have brought so much more olive oil, but we didn't know. Very, very weird though. Anyway, really good jam. And one last jam, the mandarin. One of my favorite too, but you don't find it very often. And it was so good. I regret not buying the big jar, to be honest. What else do we have? We have some Cretan mountain tea, which they do with local plants. I have 2 actually of them. I really like herbal teas, and I'm always happy to discover new ones. I bought serum, face serum with olive oil, because why not? We eat it, we put it on our skin everywhere. And my 2 most beautiful purchases. Well, first I got this little bracelet here. This one is from Guadeloupe, but this one here, just like a little souvenir, pretty cheap, but I think it's a classic. I brought the pesos disc and a little bowl because it was one of Crete's sacred animals. So these are like trinkets. They will just gather dust, but they make me happy. However, I did splurge with this gorgeous, gorgeous bracelet, which now I'm too scared to wear, of course. It's with lapis lazuli and I just love it so much. I saw it the first day we were in Heraclion and I kept thinking about it for over a week. So when we got back, I took it and I'm so happy. But yeah, now I'm scared to just damage it or lose it or something. Anyway, I also finally found the mug I wanted. It's this one, also in Heraclion. I love the style, it was pretty different from everything else. You could see the person making them and everything, and it's just so pretty with an owl. I love it so much. Now I'm gonna be scared to use it as well. That's the problem. That's my problem, at least. And I don't know if I showed you the clips or not. I haven't decided yet, because I did something pretty special also in Crete. Let me show you. That's very elegant, it is. So yes, my mom and dad did a matching tattoo of an olive tree branch to remember this trip, because I don't know if we're gonna do a lot of trips together like we did. It was something we wanted to do for so many years, so we wanted to commemorate it even more. So now I have this little piece on me to remember the trip, and I'm glad I did this video, so when I forget everything, I'll have something to remind me. But yeah, this is the end for this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you discovered some of Crete in it, and maybe it made you want to go. If you've already been, I would love to know what was your favorite thing, because who knows when I go back. And if you have questions about the trips or the activities we did because you're planning to go, please don't hesitate to ask them in the comments. I'll be very happy to answer. Again, I hope you had a great time, and I'll see you very soon in another video. Kisses!